Using the app is very simple. All you have to do is take a picture, add a description to your photo, and press submit.
Thank you for submitting this information. The City of Phoenix appreciates your involvement.
Big businesses like Intel and Honeywell are taking advantage of the largest tax incentives. Let's say this stack of money represents the entire pool of tax incentives. The state's largest and most profitable companies are taking the biggest share, lopping off more than half, while only making up 0.3% of all businesses here in Arizona. As the smoke rises, you can't see or breathe very well. So what you want to do is you want to get low, view all of your available exits, and get to safety as fast as possible. Under the city's old agreement, the interest accrued on the debt would be upwards of $35 million. But after restructuring, it would erase almost half of that interest, resulting in massive savings for the city. And Arizona's foreclosure rate jumped to number 3 in the nation in 2009, leaving many upside-down homeowners tossing in their keys. Those same keys are ending up in the hands of first-time homebuyers who are taking advantage of the savings. I spoke with Senator Rubio's office today, and they are not responding directly to the protest, but they did issue a statement regarding his opposition to the DREAM Act, saying it is too broad and not the right approach to the issue. He did say they would like to figure out a way to accommodate those children who are high academic achievers or those who want to serve in the armed forces seeking to become citizens. After massive flooding, piping like this has surfaced when it would usually be found 3 feet below the ground. City officials say the biggest draw to the app is convenience. Although Phoenix is the first city to use this technology, more are said to be on the way. City officials told me that 90% of the violations reported through the program are corrected without further action. Live in Phoenix, Cameron Polom, Cronkite News. Hirsch Garrett has provided health care to patients for his entire life.
I've been administrator for medical practices probably the last 30 years.
Over that time, he's seen many things change, from the implementation of Medicare and Medicaid, and now Obamacare.
One of the largest single expenses medical practices have today, including us, is processing claims through insurance companies.
Processing claims can be time-consuming and labor-intensive. Garrett and other administrators like him worry that Obamacare may bring more red tape.
It may be more difficult to process the claims to pay for their services. On the other hand, we probably will still have to, provide the service and then fight down the road to be paid.
There are currently 32 million uninsured Americans that would be covered under Obamacare when and if it goes into effect. And with the price of the program uncertain, medical practices like these are keeping their eye on the cost.
And again, this is a business. If we don't get paid, we're not in business, and the patient doesn't get health care.
Although specialists like the Arizona Eye Institute may not see a dramatic increase in patients once Obamacare is in full swing, family practice offices can expect to see an increase.
It's going to be a balancing act. It's going to be a real problem of how many patients is this going to affect, and how will it affect that particular practice.
This is where it starts. 24 miles from the town of Tombstone in the Huachuca Mountains. The town's main water supply flows through the gravity-fed pipeline, but flooding has left this natural marvel a disaster zone.
And we've had massive erosion, mudslides, boulders the size of automobiles not only moved but gone, and the effects on pipes, catchment areas, basins, and so forth is just about pretty much devastating.
But concerns from the Forest Service about environmental impact continue to slow down repair efforts, something City Manager George Barnes says they can't afford.
But we have a bona fide emergency here. We're sitting here right now on 2 days' supply of water. That's all we're carrying on hand, 2 days. After massive flooding, piping like this has surfaced when it would usually be found 3 feet below the ground. To fix the broken piping, the Forest Service is requiring certain permits the town of Tombstone has yet to receive.
What complicates things is that part of the work that needs to be done is occurring in the wilderness. And the Wilderness Act says, in part, mechanized equipment is not allowed.
But without the proper equipment, reparation of the pipeline is impossible. Carol Martinez, a resident of Tombstone since 1954, says she is worried.
Well, it's one of our main sources of water. And if it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it replaced. They've got to fix the pipe.
Governor Brewer has declared Tombstone in a state of emergency, and $50,000 provided by the state for repairs must be used by February. In Tombstone, Cameron Polom, 3 TV.